Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today I want to talk about a transition that happens a lot within your skilled trades. A person can be excellent at their work, whether they're a carpenter, electrician, plumber, roofer, stonemason, pipe fitter, arborist, or another tradesperson, and still not yet be operating as a true business. That's because skill and business are not the same thing. Skilled hands can build projects, but structured systems are what build companies. This presentation is about that shift, the movement from doing the work yourself to building something that can operate, grow, and become bigger than one person's labor alone. From the outside, people often assume that once a tradesperson starts working independently, they're already a business owner. If someone has their own tools, get their own jobs, and isn't working for a traditional employer, it can look like entrepreneurship. And if they stay busy, they can even look more like a success. But that assumption can be misleading. Independence alone does not automatically equal business ownership. A tradesperson may be highly skilled and consistently working, but still be operating in a way that depends entirely on their personal time, labor, and availability. What is really going on is that many independent tradespeople are still trading time for money. They may be handling jobs on their own, but without strong systems, they are still functioning more like self employed workers than true business owners. They are doing the labor, managing the scheduling, quoting the work, chasing payments, solving problems, and carrying the risk. That can create income, but it can also create fragility and problems. If that person gets sick, falls behind, underprices on the job, or makes an error in estimating, the whole operation can feel unstable. So, the hidden reality is that doing the work and building a business are two very different things. The real shift happens when a tradesperson stops thinking only about doing jobs and starts thinking about managing a business system. That means moving from personal labor to project management. It means shifting from charging for effort alone to understanding pricing, margin, and the total pricing economics of the project. And it means beginning to delegate instead of carrying everything alone. This is a major identity change. The trade person starts asking different questions. Not just how do I finish the work, but how do I estimate correctly, manage time well, protect my margin, and create a model that can keep working even when I'm not doing every task myself. That is the beginning of a contractor mindset. This stage comes with real challenges, though. Pricing is one of the biggest. Many tradespeople know how to do the work, but not always how to price jobs in a way that protects both cost and profit. Then there's labor. Whew. Whenever that means subcontractors, helpers, employees. Once other people are involved, quality control, scheduling, and accountability becomes more complex. There are also the legal and administrative burdens, licenses, compliance, insurance, contracts, and paperwork. And on top of all that, there's customer acquisition. A lot of skilled workers go through word of mouth, but scaling beyond that often requires a more intentional marketing and reputational strategy. So, this is where the work starts becoming more than technical, it becomes operational and strategic. The customer journey changes as the business changes. When a client hires a trade person for a simple task, they may just expect the work to be done properly. But when they hire a contractor, expectations rise dramatically. The customer wants reliability, communication, clear timelines, professionalism, and accountability from the beginning of the project to the end. They want to feel like someone is managing the whole experience, not just the labor. That means the contractor is no longer selling only his technical or her technical ability. They are also selling trust, coordination, and peace of mind. This is important because it shows that growth in trades often depends not just on doing work, but on managing the customer experience in a more complete and professional way. One of the clearest signs that work is becoming a business is when revenue starts expanding beyond one job at a time. A tradesperson may start with a single task work, but a contractor begins to see larger opportunities, full project management, maintenance agreements, repeat commercial service, and even adding adjacent services with other trades. This creates more stability and more room for growth. Instead of depending entirely on the next one off job, the business starts building stronger revenue layers. That might mean recurring maintenance, bundled services, property management agreements and relationships, or broader project coordination. This matters because it helps lift the ceiling by creating by pure labor based economics. At this point, systems become essential. A contractor needs more than skill. They need a way to manage jobs consistently. That includes project management tools, pricing templates, scheduling systems, margin awareness, supplier coordination, and compliance processes. These systems reduce chaos and makes the business more repeatable. Without them, the company stays overly dependent on memory, hustle, and constant improvisation. With them, the business becomes more stable, more professional, and more scalable. This is often the difference between a stressed out independent worker and an actual contractor building a durable and lasting operation. Let's put this whole picture in the business language. The customer segments might include homeowners, commercial clients, property management, or developers. The value proposition is not just skilled labor, it is reliable project delivery, accountability, and ability to solve a client's problems with professionalism. The channels may include referrals, local search, direct outreach, or partnerships. Revenue comes from project contracts, service agreements, and maintenance relationships. Key activities include estimating, scheduling, supervising, customer communication, and quality control. Key resources include labor, equipment licenses, supplier relationships, and your personal reputation. Once a trade person starts thinking that framework, they are no longer just doing jobs. They are operating within a business model focused on growth and prosperity. The big takeaway is that skilled work is a solid foundation, but is not the full business. A contractor is not just someone who knows how to do a trade. A contractor builds around the trade with systems, pricing, consumer experience, project coordination, and a path towards growth. So the real question is not just whether someone is independent. The real question is whether they are building something that can become more structured, more resilient, and more scalable over time. This is the point where work becomes business. Thank you.